It's Damien from Marketing Food Online, and in this video, I'm going to dive into a handful of your questions. I got my laptop open, and I'm ready to roll, and I'm going to answer your questions right now on Marketing Food Online. Welcome to Marketing Food Online, and if this is your first video, definitely appreciate you stopping by. If you are not subscribed, you definitely want to hit the subscribe button. If you are looking to create a food business, I am a food entrepreneur for over a decade and been in the food business for, wow, almost 30 years now. So I have a handful of videos, over 700 of them available for you, absolutely free. Just subscribe and start watching. And if you need help, one-on-one consultations, I do have those available as well. You can check down in the description for that. So let's hop right into it. I don't want to waste your time like I never do. Let's dive into your questions. The first question is actually from Isaac. It was about a video that I did, the 10 steps to starting a meal kit delivery business. And he had a really good question. He was going to start from home and wanted to know the difference between prepackaged food. So if you bought food from a store and created a meal kit and just simply shipped it out, you weren't cooking anything, you were just taking the product that was packaged, putting it in a box and selling it as a pre-made meal, can you do that instead of actually creating a prepared meal with like raw meats, fish and beef and that type of thing? So doing that from home, the answer would be no. You can double check around for commercial kitchens in your area where you can prepare those types of meals, because when you begin to do a food business from home, any type of food handling or food preparation that's done at home, even if you were to buy food products and simply repackage them and sell them, normally that's not going to allow you to ship outside of your house online and create some kind of online business that way. Now, with that said, some states will allow you to use a basement or use a garage if you can turn that into a licensed food facility. And that would be something you'd have to check with your city and county first. And who would inspect you would be most likely the Department of Agriculture. The health department doesn't normally inspect those types of facilities. They do when it comes to restaurants and food service. If you're getting into food sales, food service and food sales are two totally different things. And if you actually get into that type of a business, you could potentially turn a basement, a separate kitchen, a separate prep area into a licensed food facility. So check with your state specifically and trickle down to your local city and county and find out for sure. But if you want to create a meal kit business, it's normally done in some type of a licensed commercial kitchen, not exactly from home if you're going to just buy food and resell it. Even though it is packaged and you're not touching it, it still would be classified as a food distribution or food warehouse, and that normally is not allowed under the laws that are available for cottage food, which covers everything from home as far as selling food products, okay? All right, so the next question I had was actually from the Texas, looks like Texas Nord. If I said that incorrectly, I apologize. The question was about considering, he wanted to start a honey business. So they were looking to actually source the honey and buy it in bulk and then break it down and repackage it and marketing it for something under their own brand or their own label. So buying honey or any other type of food product that you can get, like spices or herbs, for instance, getting it in bulk and breaking it down, you can most certainly do that. But you just want to make sure that you're in a facility and you have the license and permits that allow you where you're actually processing it. So again, going back to if you're at home and you were breaking down spices and herbs and you were just wanting to resell some blends that you were making under the cottage food law, you can definitely do that. But to make sure that within your state you have the right permits, and potentially some states have food handlers permits that you got to take a course about food preparation and food sanitation. Sometimes that is required. Not every state's the same, so you got to do a little digging on Google to find out exactly what your state would allow. But in regards to your question, buying honey in bulk and then doing that and breaking it down, you should be able to do that just fine because you're not processing or cooking or handling the actual product itself. But again, double check if you're doing this from home, make sure that you're just abiding by the cottage food laws set by your state. Now, it's different though if you want to start directly into a commercial facility or rent a kitchen. You can sell it pretty much anywhere and everywhere. You, again, just want to make sure that you're incorporated, which I highly recommend. And if you need to be incorporated and you're not sure how to do that, I have a couple links for some companies. You can actually do it. I'm looking at my laptop. You can do it right online. It takes less than 10 minutes to do it. You can check that out and also get food producers insurance. Again, even though you're not actually producing the food product, but you're packaging it anytime I recommend to everyone I do consultations with, and even on my videos, make sure that you've got food producers insurance so you're covered from the liability standpoint, okay? And as far as creating your business, you could, any way that you want, an S Corp, a C Corp, an LLC, whatever it may be, that's your choice. I always recommend an LLC. It's the easiest, and it has great coverage for your company as far as your liability is issued. So LLCs are a great way to start, and down the road, you can always evolve and change into something else. So do keep that in mind. So if you're preparing something at home where you're just simply repackaging a product, that can be allowed, but you just want to make sure that it's not something that's like raw meat, fish, seafood, or cheeses, anything that's time or temperature sensitive that's normally not going to be allowed from home. All right, so my next question and my final one really quick for this video is actually coming from a question in regards to catering, a catering business, and she was asking about how to diversify catering business. So that's a great question. So if you are looking to get in the catering business, and I know right now a lot of obviously big events have been canceled due to the situation that's going on, but when this does pass or when it does subside, people will begin to do business as normal and there will be catering businesses and jobs available. Now, diversifying your menu can be a huge benefit actually for your business. How do you do that? Number one, you need to think of who your clientele is going to be. Even if you're looking to diversify the clientele and you have a variety of people with potential tastes, like for instance, Italian food or Chinese cuisine or Indian food or something to that effect, if you have the ability to have the ability to create and cook those different variations of foods, then go ahead and offer them. There's a lot of variables you need to think about, though, when you do that is only how are you preparing and serving them. A lot of different foods actually aren't just presented to the customer or the client the exact same way. You got to think of different ways that you're going to present and serve and even price those different foods. But if you're the type of chef that enjoys a challenge and you can create different cuisine, I highly recommend you do that because you will broaden the amount of customers and clientele you can get. And it comes down to also understanding the different types of cooking methods too. What I mean by that is that a lot of foods can be cooked and then held at certain temperatures for events under heating tables and heating lamps and such that can maintain a really good quality. Some foods don't. So if you want to diversify your menu, you're going to definitely diversify your clientele and have a much broader base of customers. But there's a lot of variables with different types of cuisines, and just keep that in mind. You can even experiment with that before you get into it because you don't want to obviously offer a food that you're not very good at cooking or a food that you're not very good at serving. Cooking and creating a menu is one thing. Serving it, presenting it, and making sure that it's always kept at a certain temperature so the quality is there can vary based on the type of cuisine that you've got. So definitely look into that. If you want to diversify, that is a golden ticket to having a lot of clientele. But do a little research and find out what is really something you can make and how you can present and cook that. So with those questions, I'll wrap it up. Those are the 3 questions I'm going to cover in this video. Keep subscribed and definitely hit the notification bell. Every new video that I've got a whole bunch of new ones coming out that are going to have more of your questions. I've got a ton of great new subscribers. Thank you guys for the support, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching Marketing Food Online. And if you are looking to create your own food truck, start a home-based food business under the cottage food law, franchise a food operation, start a packaged food business, private label your own food product, sell on Amazon, get your own online store, or sell food online, remember to subscribe and check out these videos for more resources. Take care.